Okay, let us go to the next problem, illustration number 9. See the problem here. Read the problem. Following particulars are furnished by Mr. XYZ, working in a company, citizen and resident in India. His basic salary is rupees 2,60,000. Interest credited to his RPF. RPF stands for Recognized Provident Fund at 9.5%, which is equivalent to rupees 3,600 rupees. HRA received is rupees 14,400. He residing in a house at Kolar in Karnataka, and rent paid amount is 30,000 for the entire year. There's a unit linked insurance plan, ULIP, it is called as ULIP plan, for which the contribution is made by the employer and the premium amount is rupees 2,000. He has paid rupees 200 per month as professional tax. He has paid rupees 200 per month as professional tax. Compute income from salary for the assessment year. AY stands for assessment year 1920, using the prevailing standard deduction and other deductions under section 16. Okay. So here, if you observe this problem here, if you observe the problem, if you read the problem here, what is asked is you have to compute income from salary. Okay. Income from, this is not gross salary, this is income from salary, which is nothing but the taxable salary. And assessment year 1920, okay, assessment year 1920, which has just gone, okay, is to be considered using the prevailing standard deduction. Okay. So the standard deduction concept has come since 3 years. Before that, it was not there. Okay. For the assessment year 1920, the standard deduction we have to consider is 50,000 rupees. Okay, rupees 50,000 we have to consider it, because it is not given here. We are supposed to know this. We are supposed to remember this standard deduction prevailing. Okay, and other deductions under section 16. Okay, so this is how it is. So let us see now how do we go about to solve this problem here. Now what I've done is, okay, so now see the problem here. Okay, so whenever, okay, it is as that you have to compute the income from salary. This is a comprehensive problem. This could come for 7 marks. Okay, so earlier problems, if you see there, it was only find the exempted amount, find the taxable HRA, find the taxable entertainment allowance. Okay, all very simple problems. But now we are getting into a little comprehensive problem, little bigger problems. So this problem could come for 7 marks. Okay, 7. To see here now, let us say, okay, basic salary is given 2,60,000. Okay, basic salary is 2,60,000. They are not given any other salary. Okay, they have given only basic salary here. So let us start. So instead of going to Excel, I thought let me just give a try in the Word itself here with a table. Okay, the first thing here is, see in the table, okay, you should have it like this: amount received, exempted amount, and taxable amount. Okay, so let us have all three in one row. First thing is basic salary. It is for the entire year. Okay, so basic salary is given. Okay, so amount received is how much? The entire amount 2,60,000. 60,000. Okay. Exemption, is there any exemption on salary? No exemption, nil exemption is there. So the entire basic is taxable. How much? 2,60,000. So entire basic amount is salary is taxable. Let us go to next one. What is the next one? Second one. Interest credited to RPF. Okay, RPF stands for Recognized Provident Fund, and he has received an interest on his recognized provident fund at a 9.5%, which amounts to rupees 3,600. Okay. See, this interest credited to RPF is 100% exempted interest credited to RPF. Okay. How much has received? He has received 3,600 rupees. The entire 3,600 rupees is exempt. Okay, since it is a provident fund, and whatever he receives from provident fund is 100% exempt. So taxable is nil here. Okay. Entire interest credited, okay, entire interest received on a recognized provident fund is tax free. Okay. So next is HRA. Okay. HRA. How much he has received? He has received 14,400. Okay, for the entire year. Amount received is 14,400. But exempted is how much we have to find. We already know how to find the exemption for HRA. Okay. So least of the following is exempt. Okay. So which are the following three? Okay, one is, which is the first one here? The actual HRA received. How much is that? Actual HR received is how much? How much he has received? He has received 14,400. 14,400 he has received. Second one is, okay, rent paid minus 10% of salary. Okay. So here, how much he has paid as rent? He has paid how much rent? Because here he is residing in a house at Kolar, and rent paid amount to rupees 30,000 per year. So rent paid is 30,000, okay, minus 10%. Okay, 10% off. So here for HRA, what is the salary? Salary includes what? Actually, salary includes the basic salary. Okay, the DA forming plus any commission he is receiving if it is expressed in terms of percentage of turnover. Okay, but now in this case there is no DA given, there is no commission given, only basic salary is given. So let us consider only the basic salary as salary. How much is that? 2,60,000. Okay. So this comes to how much? 30% of 3,000 minus, okay, if we calculate 30,000, 10% of 2,60,000 is 26,000. So 30,000 minus 26,000, this comes to 4,000.
4,000.
Okay, 4,000. And third one we have to consider is what? Where he is residing. What is the, whether it's a metro or non-metro. Okay, Kolar is a non-metro. Okay, it's a small city in Karnataka which is a non-metro. So we have to consider 40% of salary. Okay, consider 40% of salary and that is equal to how much? 40% of salary already we know, 2,60,000. So 40% of 2,60,000. Okay. So this comes to 40% of 2,60,000 comes to how much?
1,04,000.
1,04,000. Okay, correct. So 1,04,000. Okay. So 1,04,000. So out of this, which is minimum? Minimum is 4,000. Okay.
4,000.
Is exempt from HRA. So minimum is rupees 4,000. Okay. So exempted HRA is equal to 4,000. So this 4,000 we consider it here, okay, because he has actually received 14,400 there. So less 4,000 we do. How much is taxable under HRA now? 14,400 minus 4,000. This becomes 10,000.
400.
Okay. This comes to 10,400. Okay. 14,400 minus 4,000 is 10,400. And which is the next head you have to see? Fourth is what? Okay. HRA you have to see deciding, okay. Now unit linked insurance plan, contribution paid by employer. Okay. So ULIP policy premium. Okay. How much is that? See, this is actually a perk. Okay. Why it is a perquisite? Because the obligation was on the employee, but the employer is paying the premium of the policy on behalf of the employee. So this becomes a perk. Okay. So this perk is entirely taxable. How much is the perk? How much is that? 2,000 rupees. Okay. Received is 2,000. Exemption is nil. So the taxable is the entire amount, 2,000 rupees. Entire 2,000 is taxable. Okay. Entire tax amount is taxable. Getting this?
Yes, sir.
Per,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
So it is 100% taxable. Okay. So now all these things together. Okay. So next is he has paid
Professional.
200 per month as professional tax. Okay. So it's professional tax. We're not going to consider it here because this comes as a deduction under section 16. Okay. Next you read this. Compute income from salary for the assessment year 1920 using the prevailing standard deduction and other deductions. So what are the, so now whatever you see here now, okay, this is nothing but the gross. Okay. So gross salary is how much? You have to add on the above. The gross salary is add all the taxable column. How much is that? It comes to 2,60,000, 2,70,000, 2,72,400. Okay. So this comes to 2,72,400. Okay. So this is the gross salary. But he is asking you to find out the income from salary. Income from salary after adjusting the standard deduction, other deductions under section 16. Okay. Let us see now what are the other deductions under section 16. Okay. So deductions under section 16. Okay. So there are 3 deductions under section 16. I'm going to reduce the font size a little so that we can. See, section 16 has got 3 deductions. So first one is standard deduction. This comes under section 16 1A. Okay. So this amounts to, as I said, we should remember this. The existing salary deduction for salaried employees is 50,000 rupees. Okay. 50,000. And the second one is
Oh,
entertainment allowance. This is section 16, subsection 2. Okay. Section 16, subsection 2. See, in this case, see, this entertainment allowance is applicable only to the government employees. Okay. If he is a government employee only, then some deduction is permissible here. Otherwise, no. Okay. As you see here now, this person is working in a company. Okay. He's not a government employee. He is working in a company. Therefore, the entertainment allowance that he is going to get is okay, nil. And third deduction permissible is the professional tax. How much is the professional tax? This comes under section 16, subsection 3. Okay. These are the only deductions permissible under section 16. Okay, only 3. In this case, now professional tax, you can see here how much he has paid. He has paid rupees 200 per month as professional tax. This professional tax we consider here, the total amount is how much? 200 per month. 200 into 12. That is equal to 2,400.
56.
So what is the total deduction under section 16? The sum of all this is exempt. Okay. How much is this? 52,400. Okay. So deductions under section 16 is the sum of these 3. This comes to around 52,400. Okay. So 52,400 is now taxable is total gross was 2,72,400. That so now the net or income from salary. Okay. So net income from salary, or just say it is income from salary. So 2,70,400 minus, okay. So 52,400 you have to subtract, and how much we get?
2,20,000.
2,72,400.
2,20,000.
2 lakh
22. 20,000.
20,000, isn't it? 2 lakh
2,20,000.
2,20,000.
Yeah, okay. So 2,20,000 is the income from salary.
20,000.
Salary.
2,20,000.
Ayyo.
So this is how we have to solve this. Okay. So this is how we have to solve this. What I have done is, we taken the basic salary, interest credited, interest credited to recognized provident fund is 100% exempt. HRA we have calculated how much he has received and what is the exemption given there, and then we have seen that ULIP policy premium is a perk. There is no exemption on that, so I consider the entire thing. So adding all this, we get the gross salary. From the gross salary, we have to adjust it to, with the deductions under section 16. Okay. Always remember, these are the only 3 deductions available under section 16. First one is standard deduction, entertainment allowance, professional tax. This entertainment allowance comes into picture only when the employee is a government employee. Otherwise, this won't come. Supposing if you have received an entertainment allowance here, this will not come here, it will come in the gross salary. Okay. Getting this, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, the understanding of deductions under section 16 is important, because for your final case study, this is going to be there. Okay. Maybe in next problems, I'm not using this, just to give you an idea about what is deductions in section 16, just include it here. But this is going to be there in the final case study. When you are arriving at the income from salary, you have to use deductions under section 16. See, one more thing is the provident fund contribution that he has made. Okay, that does not come here anywhere. Okay, the provident fund contribution does not come here anywhere, but where it will be taken? So any contribution to your provident fund, NSC, insurance policies, okay, or taken any mutual funds, or your interest on your savings account. So all those things come under section 80C. Okay, there's one more section for deductions, that is section 80C, which comes after we take all the income from salary, income from house property, income from profits and gains of business or profession, income from capital gains, and income from other sources. After we consider all the 5 sources of income, then section 80C deductions are taken. Okay, at this point of time, we are not considering any section 80C deductions. Okay, is that clear to you? Okay, so this is how we have to find out deductions of section 16, even when we go for the case study. Okay, so moving further now, there's one more problem here. I think we are approaching the time very fast. Another 8.5 minutes it is showing, because today I could not get the extension of another 45 minutes. Okay. I think I will go for taking one more new meeting after this gets over, and we'll complete this. Okay, session number 10. So for the time being, let us only see what is given and see how to go ahead with this. Okay, Mr. Varun has furnished the following particulars of his income for financial year 18-19. Basic salary is given. DA, not forming part of retirement benefits. This is 0% forming it is. Entertainment allowance is given. Employers and employee contribution to RPF is there. Interest from PF is there. City component allowance is there. Medical allowances are there. Has been provided with the facility of unfurnished house. Okay, so this is a PUN with a concessional rent. And then employer has given a sweeper and a servant also. Okay, so when all these things are there, how do we calculate or how do we find the gross income? Okay, listen here, this is not the net income, this is just the gross income, because we are not considering section 16 deductions. Only after section 16 deductions you get the income from section 3. Okay, that's why they are not mentioned contribution to your provident, sorry, your professional tax. Okay, and they're not made a mention of the standard deduction. Okay, so now how do we go about solving this? As I said earlier, okay, you have so what things come into picture here? Salary includes basic and DA, entertainment allowance, employers and employees contribution to RPF. Okay, let us see each and every one of them. Okay. See, I'm going to start a new meeting again today itself. Let us just complete this one problem and complete this today. Because it would come for 10 marks problem it is. received, we have exempted, then you have taxable. Amount received, exempt and taxable. Okay, the first one was what? Basic. So first one is the basic salary here. Okay, they said 15,000 rupees per month. So we have to convert this into for the entire year. So that becomes basic salary is 15,000 per month. Okay, so it becomes 15,000 into 12 is equal to how much?
1,80,000.
How much? 15,000 into 12.
1,80,000.
1,80,000.
80,000. Yes.
Okay, 1,80,000. So he's received is 1,80,000. Exempt is nil. Taxable is entire 1,80,000. Okay, 1,80,000. Second one is what? DA, not forming part of retirement benefits. Okay, so DA is how much? 1,250 per month. So DA is nothing but dearness allowance. Okay, so that is 1,250 per month. 1,250 per month into 12, that comes to how much?
15,000.
15,000.
Yes.
15,000.
Yes, sir.
15,000. Exemption is again nil. The entire 15,000 is okay, taxable. And third one is what? Entertainment allowance. See, and he is working in a company here. Okay, they are not mentioned he is a government employee. Okay, so if he's not, they are not mentioned he is a government employee, we have to consider him as a private employee. So on entertainment allowance, there is no entertainment allowance. How much is received? 1,000 rupees per month. Okay,
Yes.
1,000 rupees per
Yes, sir.
month receiving as entertainment allowance. So 1,000 into 12 is equal to how much? 12,000.
12,000.
12,000. Exemption is nil. Okay, because he is not a government employee. If he were a government employee, there would have been some exemption here. Okay, but if he's not a government employee, exemption is not there. The entire 12,000 is taxable. Well, next one.